So when the water came pouring down through the uncovered roof, between the time they stripped it and they could get the metal on, the ceiling of the annex is Brazilian knotty pine with a hand-rubbed oil finish. What it was is an 8-foot length of your standard wainscoting. I found a place that sold this wainscoting in either 4-foot or 8-foot. So we bought the 8-foot, and it's fairly thin stuff. It's maybe 5/16, and it's tongue and groove. And all it took was some water to warp that, as you can see. And there's a close-up that it really buckled it. So I thought that was maybe it until I looked further down the wall and there was another board that had buckled. To fix it, I decided to break the tongue and groove and get one board out of there and then pull another board down. See, I'm in the process of doing it right there. And I checked the underside and it looked good. It was dry. And I talked to a contractor and he said, take a hole saw and drill through the plywood. But he also said, make sure the plywood wasn't buckled. That didn't cause the ceiling to buckle, and it didn't. There was no evidence of water. So I cut the hole and I looked up in and it looked dry. I poked around with my fingers and it looked dry. So then I proceeded to figure out a way to put it all back together because I wasn't going to strip the entire ceiling. I just wanted to take down as few boards as possible to put back as few boards as possible. Well, as you can see, I've got it all back together. I even got that board back in pretty good. So what I ended up doing, as you saw in the stills, I pulled down the boards. The underside of them, or the top side of them, showed no water. The plywood showed no water. I drilled the hole and that was dry. So then I broke off the inner lip of the groove. So to make those boards, instead of tongue and groove, they're going to be shiplap. And then I used 1¼ 18 gauge brads and put them back together. So I lucked out there, because to pull down that ceiling, I mean, that would be just, I'm not interested. So I checked with a contractor. He agreed that what I was doing was okay. So we're going to leave it like that. I just got to put the light back up.